the fingers and the thumb. In the West African nation of Nigeria, there are people called the Hausa people. And the Hausa people have a story that tells us about why our hands look the way they do. Why we have 4 fingers that stand up and a 5th finger that we call the thumb that's off to the side. They say that a long time ago, people's hands did not look like this. People did not have 4 fingers up with 1 thumb to the side. That all that time ago, the thumb was right next to the fingers. And the fingers and the thumb used to play together nicely. La 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 la. Well, one day, the mama and the papa had to go out. They said, "Children, children, we have to go out now. We have errands to do. We want you to stay in the house, eat your lunch, and play together nicely." And the fingers said, "Okay." And then the mama and papa said, "Goodbye now." Goodbye now. And they did what mamas and papas always do when they're leaving their children. And then they left. Well, the fingers, they played a little bit. La 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 la. Then they ate their lunch. Then they played a little more. La 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 la. And then Pointer, the one who likes to look around and point at everything, said, "Hey, you guys, look outside. Out of the house, across the yard, over the fence, in the forest, I see blueberries." And Pinky, the little one, said, "I love blueberries." And Ringfinger said, "Me too." And Tallfinger said, "Let's go get some." But Thumb said, "No, Mama and Papa said to stay in the house. They told us we're not supposed to go outside." But Pointer pointed at Thumb and said, "Ah, Thumb, you're no fun." Pinky said, "Yeah, you ruin everything." Yeah, who cares about you? You don't have to come." And then they all just started saying, "Yeah, Thumb, who cares about you? Yeah, na 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 na." Well, Thumb didn't feel very good about that at all. But Thumb was smart. Thumb knew that when someone is picking on you, being mean to you, even if you're doing the right thing, the smart thing to do is to get away from them, because it's their problem, not yours. So Thumb went off into another part of the house. The fingers didn't care. They did just what they said they were going to do. They went out of the house, across the yard, over the fence, and into the forest. And in the forest they found lots and lots of blueberries. And they were picking blueberries, stuffing them into their mouths. They got bunches of blueberries and slurped them all up. They even took blueberries and tossed them in the air and caught them in their mouth as well. And they ended up with blueberry juice all over their mouth and in their teeth. Well, after a while, Pointer looked up and said, "Hey, you guys, look up in the sky. The sun is going down." Pinky said, "It's getting late." And Ringfinger, "We better go." "Yeah, come on, let's go home." So they went back through the forest, over the fence, across the yard, and into the house. And then they played again together, the 4 of them, because Thumb was still in the other part of the house. La 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 la. Well, after a while, you know who came home? Mama and Papa. "Children, children, we're home. Did you eat your lunch?" And the fingers, the 4 fingers, said, "Uh-huh." "Did you play together?" "Uh-huh." And then the Mama and Papa looked. They looked closely at the fingers. They saw something around the fingers' mouths and in their teeth. You know, blueberries. And the Mama and Papa said, "Hey, what's that around your mouth?" "We didn't give you anything blue to eat." Well, the fingers, they did not want to tell the truth because they knew they would get into trouble. But they did not want to tell a lie because they knew you never tell a lie. So they tried to say something that was not quite the truth and not quite a lie. And it sounded like this. "Well, I don't remember. It was his fault. I mean, I just followed, a little bit. I forget. Well, I just wanted to, I was just, I don't know." But the Mama and Papa knew. Mamas and Papas can usually figure things out. They said, "Did you go out of the house?" Did you go across the yard? Did you go over the fence? Did you go into the forest? Did you eat blueberries? And the fingers had to tell the truth. And then they looked up at the mama and the papa, waiting to see what the punishment would be. You know how that feels. Well, the mom and papa looked at each other, trying to decide what to do, when suddenly they started to look around. They looked to the right, they looked to the left, they looked up, they looked down, they looked behind everything, under everything, and they said, "Hey! Hey! Someone's missing! Where's Thumb?" And just then, Thumb came out. But Thumb didn't go next to the fingers like before. Thumb stayed away because Thumb didn't want to get in trouble. Thumb knew that the fingers had made some bad choices. Mama and Papa looked at Thumb and said, "Thumb, Thumb, did you go out of the house? Did you go across the yard? Did you go over the fence? Did you go into the forest? Did you eat blueberries too?" And Thumb said, "No, Mama, Papa, I told them to stay inside. I told them we weren't supposed to go out. But they didn't listen. They didn't follow directions, so I did." Mama and Papa looked at Thumb. Then they looked at the fingers. Then they looked at each other. And then they said, "Thumb, Thumb, you're the only one who listened. The only one who followed directions. So from now on, you're in charge." And according to this story, ever since then, the thumb has stayed away from the fingers so that he can make his own decisions. And the thumb has been in charge. And that's why there are so many things we can't do with our fingers unless we have our thumbs to help. Like buttoning a button, or throwing a ball, or writing with a pencil. And that's how it's been ever since then, according to this story from the Hausa people of West Africa. The story of the fingers and the thumb.